wish I didn't give up on my dreams so easy. One day, life will flash before your eyes. Make sure it's worth watching. When we look back on our life, in our last breaths, we will all wonder, did my life mean anything? Did my life mean anything to this world? Was I loved? Did I have an impact on anyone else's life? Did I matter? We won't be worried about our bills. We won't be worried about our hair. We certainly won't care about our favorite TV show. We won't spare a second thought of others' opinions and judgments. Did I matter? Before you reach that last breath, today might be the time to make a change. Make your life matter.
Frankie Rob, man, it's Sunday. It's the day the Lord has made, man. How you doing, bro?
Everything smooth, bro. You know that?
Yeah.
Everything going with you and the fam.
Man, it's good, man. This is real good, man. Got a lot of things going on. A little busy, man, but hey, we got this podcast tonight. It's gonna be off the chain, bro. I'm gonna bring it back, bro. Off the chain, bro. Yeah. Hey, I got some good news for you, man. I've been talking to Bruce Judson, man. I talked to him probably about 3 times a week, and he finally got an offer legit from a school. I am not going to announce it yet because he got a couple more things going on. But I mean, it's to the point of report here at this time. We're gonna pay for this much. Everything cemented in place. All he got to do is say yes, man. So that's a big deal for him, man. So what's going to happen with him, man? If he end up going to this one school, well, all the schools he's trying to go to, he's going to have to sit out for a year and just catch up with his academic progress. And after that, he better play the next year, man. But it's good. It's very, very good for him, man, to get him back on track for his little shorty, little kid he got.
Man, that's good to hear, man. And I know by us talking to the young man that he has a mindset to get things done. So I'm proud of him. If you're listening, Bruce, I'm proud of you, bro. Keep moving, man. Don't let nothing deter you from the goal. Stay on the goal and work hard, bro, and you're going to get your dreams accomplished, man.
Yeah.
Stay prayed up and stay good. You good, bro?
Yeah, okay, man. But with no further delay, we're going to bring the podcast in with our very, very special guest. We got Chris Jones from the Arizona Cardinals. My man, Jacksonville's own, man. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing great. Blessed.
That's good, man.
Good to hear, bro.
That's very good to hear, man. It's glad to have you on this podcast. You know, I got to know you. I think I've been knowing you for a couple months now, man. You're a really good young man. Got a head on your shoulders, man. And I know this podcast is gonna do a lot for the community, a lot for our Daddy's Ball listeners, man. So let's get right into it, man. Let's go. Start with your childhood, man. So what sports did you play when you was young?
Growing up, I just wanted to always play football. Believe it or not, basketball was my first love. I thought I was definitely going to the NBA. But ended up just falling in love with the sport of football. As time went on, I got better at it, so just ended up liking football more. And now it's paying off.
So, question for you, Chris: did you start off when you first started playing football? Were you looking at playing corner? Were you playing corner then in Pop Warner?
The first time I ever played Pop Warner, they put me at running back because I was always first. I always wanted to be first. We ran laps before practice ever started. I was always first. So they was like, oh, he must be the fastest one out of our group. So I was at running back first. I remember the first time I got tackled, I cried like a little baby. I ain't never been tackled before. But, running back was the first. And then what switched me over to corner, I think it's probably my freshman year of high school. My high school coach, he ended up putting me at corner, and from then on, it's just been corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think most people started at corner, man. I mean, I just didn't think so because, like, in the little Pee Wee days, they put the speed guys in the, the little speed positions, So corner was kind of just corner was kind of a big defensive end, just holding everybody to the inside. To me, when you're younger.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, to me that's what it was, man. So going into school, did you play school? Who you play Pop Warner for?
At first I played with Jack Beach Jaguars, and then I switched over and played in Arlington.
Okay, at Arlington. All right, cool. And then did you play middle school or you played Pop Warner all the way through high school?
I ended up playing middle school. I played middle school ball at Kearney Middle. I kind of played corner a little bit over there, but other than that, they had me a wide receiver over there at Kearney.
Okay. What's give me some things. I haven't asked this shit on the podcast. Give me some things that the coaches instilled in you while you was young that still helped you out through your journey today.
So my Pop Warner coach at Arlington, his son actually plays for the Chiefs, and he's from Jacksonville. But we actually played on the same team, but it's just the things he instilled was like just hard work, just believing in yourself. And that's, I really took that with me a lot from him and Pop Warner. But as far as, just going along from middle school and then high school, I kind of took a lot from myself. I learned the game myself. Like, I didn't have a lot of people to, give me advice on how to do this and how to do that, to play the game. I learned the game from experience. If something bad happened in the game, I learned from that, and I piggybacked off that, and then just got better at the game. A huge shout out to Pat Clark when he came in. The time he came in, from my junior year to my senior year, he escalated my game to another level because he brought on knowledge, and I took a lot from him. I grasped a lot from him. That helped me with college.
Coach Pat, what's happening? Coach Pat Clark, you good dude.
Yes, sir.
So what do you say to kids, or more likely to parents, that say that you have to be in a certain program or in a certain situation to have a better chance to make the NFL? What do you say about that?
I tell a lot of kids, to tell their parents, like, it don't matter where you play ball at, because from my experience of going through the draft process and the combine, you see kids at the combine from like D2 schools, D3 schools, like schools you ain't never heard of, but they there. And that goes to show you, like, no matter where you at, they gonna find you. No matter where the scouts at, they gonna find you. Like, it don't matter where you go. As long as you go there and stay focused on what you there for, and you stay focused and don't lose sight of why you there, and, just do your job and ball out. There ain't no problem. It ain't gonna be no, if it's a small school, like, everybody don't go to a big school all the time. I mean, it's a lot of people in the NFL right now. They say the NFL is made up of a lot of late rounds to undrafted free agents. There's not a lot of top picks in the league. Like, that's just how it is. I mean, I feel like if you come from a smaller school, you still, got that dog mentality like you was in high school. You still say you made it out the mud. Like, they slept on you. So now what you gonna do since they slept on you?
I got a question for you, Chris. I want to go into detail. You know my situation. You know who I'm associated with. You know what I'm saying? So the question is, like, what was your transition like from high school coaches to collegiate coaches? I want to know the transition between that time frame. Like, what did you gain from it? Was there hiccups there? Or give me the details you got. I'm looking at the whole picture of from being recruited out of high school. And then when you get recruited out of high school, you chose a college. And then you went to that college. Like, what was that transition period like from looking at being recruited until getting to college?
So, I mean, like, when you in high school, your coaches, you basically been at the high school 4 years. Your varsity coach done looked at you from when you first got there all the way to the time where you there with him. So he know exactly who you is, the person you are, and you his star player. You basically his star player. Once you're solidified as a star player to him, ain't nobody gonna ever take your spot in high school. You're solidified as that star player of that team. So ain't nobody. Somebody can come in from another school, but he know you as his star player. he gonna move you around to make sure he use you as a weapon. He might use that other guy that they brought in, but at the same time, he know you're the star player of his team. So you got to understand that transition from there, getting recruited and going to college. Now that transition goes from you're stepping in a domain where now you're the underdog. Yeah, you good. You just got recruited by them, but you got to remember those coaches got their players also. So now you coming in, you got to prove yourself all over again. You got to prove to yourself that you're now a top player on this college team. But you got to also remember these guys been in here they might be up 2 years, they might be up 3 years, they might be a senior in front of you, and you might see it as, oh, he might, I might be better than him, but you got to remember he might be smarter than you. The transition from high school to college is mental. It's a lot of mental. But those coaches, it's about the game now. It's not about your talent. Your talent can only take you so far. Like, I mean, I did a lot of research on Richard Sherman. Like, the reason why he played the way he plays is because he studied so much. He studied so much film to where everything slows down to him. Now, once you get from high school to college, now it goes to, I got to watch film now. I got to study my opponent. If you don't study your opponent, you don't study what you need to study, you're going to lose. And if you out there messing up, you ain't going to be on no field. And if you ain't on the field, you can't make no plays. And if you can't make no plays, then you just there just wasting time.
What was your experience in high school as far as, did y'all make it? How far did y'all make it in a year into the playoffs with your coaches, recruitment, all that kind of stuff?
So, I mean, my sophomore year, I want to say that probably was like one of the biggest years for me, like transitioning into trying to be a good player. I moved out of varsity. I remember my first pick, it was like homecoming. Moving out of varsity, my first varsity pick ever on a go ball. And I felt like from that point on, I felt like, okay, I can do something with this maybe. My junior year, had some up and downs, but the turning point was really the Fletcher game. I'll never forget that game. The first time I ever seen a double move in my life, and I was beat bad on it and gave up a touchdown, and it cost us the game. And that was probably the worst feeling ever, walking in that locker room and everybody looking at you, knowing that you're the reason why we lost. So that was kind of a big turning point for me. I wanted to switch schools. Like, it was just that embarrassing because you got the teammates saying you're not good, and it's just like it's a bad feeling. I wanted to leave, but I ended up staying. And my senior year, I'm still going in. I'm still throughout the rest of the season, no offers. The summer, I'm going to camps, going to Florida State camps. They saying they like what they see, but ain't nobody want to pull an offer. And then I remember it was a South Florida camp. I was going through some DB drills. It was probably the third drill, the DB drill. South Florida offer. And then we did one-on-one. I went over to receiver, and I ran a deep ball, called the deep ball. The DB coach was like, "And you can play receiver too?" He said, "Oh yeah, you definitely got an offer. You definitely got one." And it was just that excitement. Just high school was just a big blessing to me. I mean, it opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. As far as football wise, mental wise, and it's just an experience.
Let me stop for a second. So we never did say Sandalwood High School. We got to say that name. So you was at Sandalwood High School. So at that time, were there a lot of kids getting offers from your school, or was it a normal thing? Because you got to figure, some schools in some counties, man, they have nobody going to college for football. So like, was there a lot of people going to college from Sandalwood at that time?
It was a couple kids getting offers at Sandalwood my time, especially my junior year. I think we had like somebody going to West Virginia. We had DeMarcus Walker. He was committed to Alabama. Mm-hmm. We had Kane Dobbs, who was committed to LSU for the longest. Then he switched to Florida State. We had Blake McLean. He was committed to Florida State. It was just like all those big time names in schools. And we had a receiver also. He was committed to Louisville. it was just, a lot of talent that was around. And, I was, I always looked at them because I ain't have an offer yet. I'm like, oh, when mine coming?
Yeah.
But yeah, it just motivated you in a way. Yeah, just my, the senior year, just finishing that up. And, being, I was one of the super 23 or something like that.
You got Super 11. Yeah, you got Super 11 at the beginning.
Something like that.
Yeah, Super 11.
Yeah, something like that. I remember being on that list, and it was just crazy. I was just a blessing. Just being noticed as one of the top players in the area. But yeah, the senior year was a good one.
Yeah. So after USF, how did all those other offers come? How many offers did you have?
I want to say I ended up with like 22 offers. A lot of them was just like University of Massachusetts, South Florida, Indiana. I had like Big Ten schools. South Florida, I ended up committing to them before my senior year started. I talked to my head coach, and he was like, that's an offer you want to have, and commit, just to be safe, because you never know, you might get hurt, but you might want to solidify, a team. And offers started coming in as the season went along. Coaches started coming around, they coming to check me out, see me, and they just like, it's like, dang, we're gonna offer you, and I'm just getting all these offers. I'm just like, it's crazy. So
that's crazy.
I remember taking a visit at Purdue, because I wanted to be an engineer, and it was an engineering school, and then it was a better conference. I went there, liked the school, ended up committing to Purdue, and I said I was going to shut down my recruiting. Nebraska ended up offering me and the receiver at my school, and he said he wanted to go on a visit. He begged me to go on there. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I committed. I don't think I need to take no more visits. Ended up persuading me to go on a visit to Nebraska, and I was blown away just by the coaches, the tradition there, by the team. It was just crazy. So I ended up committing, and I stuck with it.
Okay, was you a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star? Remember?
I ended up being a 3-star.
Man, that's awesome, man. So like, can you pinpoint anything from that junior to senior year? Did you grow a couple inches? Did you just your game kind of got a grown man or whatever? Can you pinpoint anything why you got all those offers going in from that junior to senior year? Or your huddle was different or what? Anything?
The main thing I could pinpoint that really changed probably just the way I carried myself. I just carried myself like it was business. I didn't party. I didn't go nowhere. Like I didn't do no extra stuff. It was always grind. No matter what it was. After practice, I'm doing extra. It might be raining outside. I'm still going outside. Still going to my field to do extra work. Like it was just grind. Like my mind was just on proving everybody wrong. Like everybody kept saying, he's not good enough. He ain't gonna make it. He's not gonna be on no college team. My mindset was to prove everybody wrong. So I didn't want to jeopardize that by doing anything lesser than football. That's why I try to tell kids now. I'm like, you can't. You say you want to be in the NFL. You say you want to go to college. Well, apply yourself to do that. You can't sit here and say I want to go to college, and you're not working hard right now while you're in high school. You can't say you want to go to the NFL, but when you get to college, you forget what you were doing in high school to get to college. You can't do that. You got to apply yourself. You got to make sure that's exactly what you want to do. Because it's easy to fall by the wayside. I done seen it too many times, especially in college. I done seen it.
Yeah, I tell my kids, I tell a lot of people, anybody who I can talk to, I tell them that they think that like practice is work. No, practice ain't work. Work is what you do before and after practice, before and after school. That stuff builds confidence. That work that you put in, you build confidence because you looking at the next man in front of you and you like, man, you know what? I did all this work. I ain't finna let you do this. I ain't finna let you do that. You build confidence from that work that you put in. Period, man. Yeah, man.
Right about that, bro.
So going into Nebraska, man. So you leave in Jacksonville, man. You so many thousands of miles away, man. And then you was in the cold. Then you in the cold up there. You know what I'm saying? So how was that experience? Just not the football yet, but how was the experience of just going to a new place like that with the weather and all that kind of stuff?
The experience it was a good experience. I really enjoyed it. It's crazy because going to Nebraska, going to college out there in the middle of the country, you thinking you really ain't gonna know nobody. You're not really gonna link with nobody like that. But when I got there, it was players from all over. Players from like Louisiana, players from Florida. So I mean, it was players from all over the place. So we really like connected. Like as soon as I got there, it was a great experience.
That's cool. Who's the coach?
The weather though, definitely cold. Weather was definitely cold.
Yeah, you had to get used to that. You seen snow before that though, right?
Say that again?
You seen snow before, like going up there, right? Like that wasn't your first time seeing snow when you went to Nebraska, was it?
That was my first time seeing snow since I was like little.
Kick it into freshman year, and give us an explanation too on how important to know your what's the words I'm about to say? Your depth chart, because a lot of kids don't know about that.
So my freshman year, it was a lot of older guys, so which means opportunity. You gotta also understand, when there's an older guy, he's been in this system, he's been through it all, so he know how to deal with playbook, he know how to deal with studying film. But you also look at an older guy's opportunity, because even if you don't redshirt or they still keep you there, if he get hurt or anything like that, you up next. So now you gotta train your train of thought to be like, oh, I'm finna start. You gotta train your mind like, oh, I'm finna come in and play. Because once you think like that, then you gonna prepare like that. You're gonna practice like that. That's just gonna get you ready. If they not hurt and they play all season, and you just, you might end up redshirting, or you on special teams that freshman year, that next year he gone. So now you the next dog up. So I hope throughout that whole freshman year, I hope you learn how to study film, practice, because now the team finna lean on you. Whatever position you at, the team finna lean on you as far as somebody you should have learned it all the year before. Because the way how everything happened, like my freshman year, it's just next man up. That's how it is. If they feel like you're not prepared and you can't do the job, somebody else gonna do the job.
Okay, so I know that Randy knows as well, that there's ups and downs in the transition there. But what kept you grounded and motivated to keep pushing, even though you may not have played your first year, or you're not getting the attention from the coaches that you think that you may need or want? I'm not saying that you did. I'm just saying hypothetically. But like, what kept you grounded, man? What kept you pushing?
So my freshman year, I wanted the red shirt. But my coaches, they wouldn't let me. They said they seen like an opportunity for me to, get on the field and play. But I just played special teams, and what really kept me grounded was, just being out there, being on the field, regardless of whether it was on defense or whether it was on special teams. Just being out there playing in front of all them fans, and you go to thinking like, I'm really doing this. Like, you see this on TV a lot, but now you actually in the moment. You living in the moment now. What really kept me grounded also was the support of my family. They, my grandpa would always tell me, God ain't got you there for a reason. I mean, for no reason. So, if they want you to play, then you go play. I mean, don't sit out if they, they telling you ain't got to. Like, go play. My grandpa was really a mold for me as far as motivation, getting through a lot of stuff, and just to keep pushing.
That's good to somebody how you grounded like that, man. And then, like you said, that playing in front of that crowd, man, it's so, from what I'm hearing, man, it's so different from, playing in high school with all that noise, you can barely hear everything, and just the adrenaline running. Some people can't play under those bright lights like that. Yeah.
That's a true statement. A lot of people get out there and just can't concentrate, can't focus. That was definitely a skill that I had to learn on my own, as far as going out there and just tune the crowd out and just understand that it's just you and the guy in front of you. It's either you gonna stand tall or you gonna fold. Like I'm glad I learned that skill, because now, being in the NFL, I'm out there, I don't even see a crowd. It's just me and the other guy. The only time I see a crowd is when I look up and look at the crowd. But other than that, I don't hear nothing. I don't see nothing. It's just mainly focus, and I'm tuned in.
Yeah, that comfortable being uncomfortable thing. Yeah, that's big time, man. So, how was the weights, man? Was you kind of prepared for the regimen and the weights that they gave you that freshman year?
Sort of, kinda. I had to work my way, because I left high school. I was like 167. So,
Ooh.
like them weights they had, like toes out for me. Some of it was like, a lot of that was too heavy. So I had to work. I was really grinding and working, trying to get stronger and get bigger to fit the defense that we were running.
All right, Chris. So give us a transition in between. A lot of kids, like when they making their college decisions to go to college, that they're deciding whether this coach is going to be here or not, right? So I think that you went through a coaching change your time there as well, right?
Yes, sir.
And how did that feel? Like what was going through your brain the whole time? Like, are you restarting yourself over to sell yourself to that coach? Or like, how was that transition in that as well? Because a lot of kids may go through that,
So my time in Nebraska, I had 3 defensive coordinators and 4 DB coaches.
Wow.
Everybody talked different. Everybody. So it wasn't just one person said one thing. Like, they all talked something different every time. But just going through that, it was frustrating to a point where you know something this way because you did it like this, and then this coach come in and change it how you was doing it, and you like, but this, you feel like this way works, but he feel like this other way works, and you feel like it don't work. So it's frustrating, but you got to look at it as, I tell people now, if this coach tell you, if you go to a trainer and he tell you this, but your coach telling you one thing, you take both of them and put them together. Make use of both of them, because I'm telling you, you'll get something out of all of that in return. Like, you don't want to just use one thing or use the other thing. You got to take a little bit from him, a little bit from him, put them both together. Now look at what you got. You got 2 teachers that taught you something that you put something together. Now it's a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I tell like a lot of kids, your trainer telling you this. Like, when I train, some people back home in Jacksonville, your coach tell you. I'm not telling you not to do what your coach tell you. I'm gonna just tell you something to use to tweak it just a little bit. It's gonna help you, but I'm not trying to change how he teaches. Because what he teaching, it might work for you. What I do works for me. I know what works for me. But if I tell you a little bit of what I know from my knowledge of playing in the game so long and, getting better at it, then, put both of them together. It'll help you out in the long run.
Yeah, that's true, man. Like, so for instance, one things that we talked about with my son was we talked about his instincts. So the instincts he had in high school, he didn't feel like he could use them as much his first year that he played last year or whatever. But what I did is, because I didn't play football, I talked to a couple of NFL players, a couple guys who played for Ohio State, and so I had them mentor him. So I got people to hook me up with people to talk to, and so I talked to them. And one dude I talked to, God, dog, I can't remember his name. His name's slipping my mind, but he's a Hall of Famer and everything. But so he talked to me, and when he talked to me, he was like, "Yeah, man, you got to do your own thing out there. You go by what the coaches say, but you got to go by your instincts. Because at the end of the day, you the one out there on the field playing. You know what I'm saying?" So he said it in such an aggressive way. I made sure Sean got on the phone with him within like the next 24 hours, and like the next game, Sean played a little bit better. He used a little bit more of his instincts rather than being a robot out there. You know what I'm saying? Because they drafted you out for your instincts. So now if you go up there and you be a robot, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have robot reactions, you know, and things gonna happen. Yeah, so like that was a big thing, man, to have somebody who been there and done that to talk to him, to get him to kind of open up a little bit. So I think we'll see a lot of different things about him this year too at the same time.
So question for y'all, do you think that I see a lot of kids that look like in high school watch their film, and then I watch it when they get to college, and it seems like everybody goes through that. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but majority of the kids go through that robotic stage. Do y'all think that most of that robotic stage comes from, one, not understanding what the hell going on, two, fear to lose anything that they gained? What do y'all think?
I feel like, you know, a lot of people go through that robotic stage is because they want to do exactly what their coach tells them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when you get there, you don't want to be that guy who, you know, the coach tell you to do something, that you go do your own thing, because you remember you just getting there. So an older guy gonna look at that, or a coach gonna look at that, and they're gonna be like, that kid's not coachable. You don't want to be labeled as not coachable, because off the bat, it's a red flag already. Mm-hmm. You out there just doing your own thing, they gonna, you know, we're not gonna trust you to put you in the game, because we know when you go out there, you're not gonna do exactly what they tell you. Mm-hmm. But once you be a robot and they done got comfortable with you, or he do it exactly like we tell him, you know, you might not make the plays that you want to make, but you in the right position, and you know you just there. And once you get comfortable, they get comfortable with you, you know, being around. Then you can do whatever you want to. Now you go make your plays that you need to make. Now instead of you making PBUs, you doing picks, or instead of you throwing check-down routes, you throwing 90-yard touchdowns. Like,
yeah, that's big. I know one thing that's good, man. A lot of kids and parents need to understand on any level. Like everybody say, the first thing you need to do is get to the field, learn the field. No, because there's a lot of people that get on the field early, and they mess up their whole college career because they didn't know what they was doing. They didn't know the playbook. They weren't comfortable enough. No, I mean, yeah, you want to get on the field, but you want to make sure you know everything that you got going on, because once you make that name for yourself, it's hard to work out of that with the fans, the media, scouts, and all that kind of stuff. It's harder to work out of it. You got to have a really, really ball-out season for them to forget them years or year that you kind of was looking all crazy out. What was your biggest game at Nebraska, man? What's your biggest game those years you were there?
My biggest game would have to be Indiana, my junior year. Came in that game, and I don't know. I just felt for some reason I felt like, you know, just better than what I've been feeling like throughout the, you know, that season. I think I can't remember what game it was. I want to say game 5. It was week 5 or something like that. And I just felt like, you know, I was going to finally get another pick somewhere. It was a play. My coach, he was like, "Do I have to act for us to get like a turnover or something? Like, do I have to act?" Mm-hmm. I think it was like either the 2 plays after he said that, or the next play. Pick 6. That was my first pick 6 in college, and that was probably one of the best games I had there at Nebraska. I think I ended there with a pick 6 and 4 PBUs. I just had an awesome game that game.
And what's crazy is like and it seemed like the person with the most interceptions and PBUs and all that kind of stuff should be like the first round draft picks, but a lot of those people aren't. Like I think it's like more like towards the body type and the game that they play in the NFL. That's the type of person they want. So it seemed like you had that type of body type, and your skill set was straight up good for the NFL, man. So tell us about how that turned around. So you went out for 4 years and you got injured. You had a knee injury your senior year?
Yes. So the thing with that, in July, and they, I remember the doctor told me after I got my MRI, he was like, well, my trainer, the head trainer at Nebraska, he was like, I had just left from up at the stadium. He was like, "You left yet?" And I'm like, "Nah." Well, I said, "Yeah." He was like, "Do you turn back around?" He was like, "Cause I want to tell you this face to face. You know, when you hear him say that, you thinking it's something bad." Mm-hmm. And he was like, when I got there, he was like, "That's good news, I got bad news. Like, good news is, you know, you're gonna be straight. the bad news is you're going to be out for some time. I'm like, out for some time? I'm like, this is my senior year. I can't be out for that long. So he's saying, he said, you tore your meniscus, but the way you tore it is not the same like you had before, where I was out for only a week. He was like, you gotta get it repaired, and the recovery time is 4 to 6 months. So he say 4 to 6 months. That's my whole senior year going, and I remember sitting there just crying because I'm just thinking it's over. Like, I'm coming back off a great junior campaign. Could have left my junior year, but I wanted to come back, get my degree, because that's one of the most important things that kids don't understand these days. Getting that degree. Came back my senior year, but he told me 4 to 6 months. I remember crying, and the first person I called was my grandpa, and he said, ain't no reason to get discouraged, because he was like, God got you, and regardless, you gonna make it. You gonna be in the NFL, so we not worried. And he was like, I believe you gonna beat it. He kept saying, I believe you gonna beat 4 to 6 months. You gonna beat that time.
All right.
And I'm like, I'm listening to him. I'm like, I'm hearing you. But I was depressed though, because it hurt. I mean, my teammates, they was hurt because, I wanted to play with them. They wanted me to play with them. It's our last season. We might as well go out with, everybody. But long story short, I ended up coming back in 2 months.
All right.
I felt fully fine. I felt fully fine. I felt on all go. I felt great. Body felt great. Knee felt great. I remember coming back first game against Wisconsin, starting the next week after that against Ohio State. But all I kept hearing, after the season was over, wasn't the same ball production as my junior year. And I'm just like, nobody really throwing my way. I ain't have that many, people that was throwing my way. And so I just kept, just stayed focused and kept, I'm talking to my grandpa. He like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're going to be good regardless. My grandpa, like I say, is my biggest motivator. He always telling me, you going to be all right. Just keep pushing. You good.
So it's good to have somebody that breathe life into you. You know what I'm saying? So like parents got to understand that, man. We be so negative on our kids, but like a lot of times when our kids look up to us or other kids look up to us, man, just breathing life, man. Leaving kind of an open statement of what, what God can do, man. And that does so much for anybody. And then, like you said, 2 months, that's crazy, man. That's awesome, man. That's a big thing. That's a big thing.
That's big, bro. That the fact that, somebody at home, and, that's something as me, I'm not at the level that you all are right now, but I want to be that at-home person, because I criticize my son a lot. I do. Like, everything you do, I criticize, right? So, like, hearing that from you, let me know that, how your grandfather played a big role in you staying focused on the big goal, and let you know that God got you. It sounds like that was really what it took for you to believe in yourself, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
that's good to hear.
So you got all these, not scouts, but all these agents telling you, you go in this, you go in there, you need to do this, whatever. Where you really didn't have a choice because it was your senior year. But how was that aspect with the agents? How was that aspect with the draft? What did you hear? What happened? And just kind of take us into that.
So, I mean, I really didn't deal with the agent thing throughout my senior year. My family pretty much just, dealt with that. But everybody kept saying, they kept saying every team was like, dude is a playmaker. He has the physical tangibles to play in this league. He has the skill set to be in this league and play ball. Like, he has it. But that injury is what messed him up. And that's all I kept hearing throughout draft process, the combine process. All I kept hearing was the injury. And, it was kind of frustrating for me because I'm like, I'm healthy. I'm 100%. I feel great. Like, but in their head, it's like, they're going to take a chance on an injured player. Like, you got to understand, though, it is a business. Mm-hmm. I want to bring somebody in who you feel like they might re-injure themselves and get hurt. you know, and they spending money on you now. I mean, it's an investment. They're making an investment in somebody. They don't want to make an investment into the wrong situation. And I kind of was frustrated that they kept talking about it, but I understood, it's a business. So my mindset was whoever takes a chance and whoever brings me in, they gonna get a player. Cause I know I'm 100%. I know I feel healthy. You the only person that know your body better than anybody else. That's why when I was going through, rehab and stuff, I was telling my trainer, I'm like, I'm coming back that Wisconsin game. And he was like, he was laughing like, yeah, we okay. I mean, you sound good.
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah, I'm really gonna come back to the Wisconsin game. And believe it or not, Wisconsin came up, I was on that field. So it was crazy.
That's crazy.
Just kept believing in myself.
All right, so you say you did a combine. So, like, is it a certain thing that you needed to run in the combine? Certain thing that you needed to do to show the scouts that everything was okay?
Yeah, I ended up at the combine, passed all my physicals, and just did as much as I could. I ended up cramping up at the combine, and I didn't finish the combine, but I wasn't discouraged about not finishing it because I was already going through something mentally at the combine. Being there, I had just lost my grandpa a week before the combine, and so it was kind of really emotional. And the day that I did perform at the combine, that was the day they were burying us. So I was kind of in it, but I was out of it at the same time.
Nah, you was out of it, bro. Come on, you had to be out of it then, bro. That's very hard. I already
out of it, bro, for real.
Yeah, I already hear that the combine drains you with some of the stuff they do to you, kind of in that little period or whatever. And I know your mind wasn't there, man. Your mind was thinking about your grandpa, man. I was going to ask you that too. Also, was he still living? But so you couldn't go to the funeral because of the combine.
So when I found out, it was the week before the combine, and I was gonna come home, and my family told me not to. They told me they know my grandpa wouldn't have wanted that for anything in the world. He know, because my grandpa know I'm a hard worker. I work exactly hard for what I want. He knew how hard I was working to, get there, and he was around when I got that combine offer. When I got the invite.
Okay.
I had told him he was happy, I was happy. He was like, just go there and just do your best. And I remember him kept saying that. He was like, go train hard for it. And my family kept telling me he wouldn't want you to miss that for nothing in the world. So we don't want you to come home. We'd rather you go to the combine. And that was probably the toughest thing I've ever had to go through alone, as far as like not being around my family. But yeah, like you said, it was hard. It was hard.
Yeah, I know.
I put on smiles. And, try to tune it out. But I mean, something like that, it's hard. That was my biggest motivator in life. That was my backbone. That was really, part of my life that, just gone. And my family said he tried to wait and hang on till he see me make it. But I mean, I know he seen it. I know he happy. I know he, smiling down on me.
Yeah, I can tell.
Right.
I can tell. Like that right there tells me why you do what you do. Like I see you giving back. I see your footprints in the sand. I see what you do around the community of Jacksonville. I see you interested. I see you not withdrawn. You know what I'm saying? I see you don't act like you got a big head and stuff like that. The reason you do that is because of him, man. So that's big. Now, I mean, everybody has a story, but everybody has something that leads to where they at now. And he was that guy that definitely made you the person you are today, man. I can see it all in everything you do, man. That's awesome, man. That's that's good. That's good. That's good that people can know that and to hear that. That's special.
Draft was, I mean, me watching and going through my injury. I had the way late round grade, maybe undrafted free agent. So I really didn't. I paid attention to the draft, but I really didn't pay attention to it till second day. And all of the third day, I remember just sitting there. I'm like, maybe maybe I'll get a surprise or something. You know, maybe we don't know. We don't know how God gonna work. So I was, you know, I was just anticipating. But we got all the way through. Coming on the last rounds of the NFL draft, and you know, I'm getting, you know, little phone calls and texts here and there saying, you know, you might be picked up late, and I'm anticipating, just waiting, you know, and I'm getting calls from teams saying, you know, we might be thinking about, you know, picking you up as an undrafted free agent, and I'm just like, you know, if that's what it is, that's what it is, you know. It's an opportunity. I mean, a lot of people after the draft ain't getting no call.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up at Detroit as an undrafted free agent. Went there, balled out, did the best of my opportunity. Unfortunately, I got released from Detroit, ended up here in Arizona, and I haven't looked back. All it's been is just grind, and, you know, carry yourself like a pro, be mature about everything. But also remember, you know, it's a blessing to be here, because it's a lot of people who still ain't got no call. So it's another draft that went by. There's a lot of people last year and still ain't getting no call.
Mm-hmm.
So every day I don't take it for granted. I just thank God, you know, still blessed.
So tell me how it feels September 3rd, 2018 to be signed by the Arizona Cardinals, but tell me how it really felt on November 25th, 2018 when you made your NFL debut against the Los Angeles Chargers. How was that?
Oh, it was crazy, because I mean, the way I handle it is, you know, it's just another day, another blessed day, another opportunity to just go out there. I practiced that whole week. It was just a bittersweet moment. I remember I had got some custom cleats made for that game, some all red cleats, and I remember putting my grandpa's name on them, and I said I'm gonna remember this day forever. Like, because I mean, it's just hard work. I mean, a lot of you go through on a team and you on practice squad, and you know, you just work, you know, just hoping, you know, they give you an opportunity. And just getting the opportunity, you know, I just couldn't thank God enough. And I know my grandpa was watching. I know he was smiling. It was just fun. I really enjoyed it.
Going into this season, the preparation, you know, because every year you still have to make that roster. So is some things you're doing different? Is it some any insight, anything like that?
Mainly, just mentally getting ready. Cause training, going through training camp, you know, at Detroit, it's different. It's different. It's different from the little mini camps. Mini camps, you know, everybody, you know, buddy, free.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Training camp coming. I mean, everybody grinding for a job.
Yeah.
It's different. Now it's really busy. Now it's, can you get the job done? If you're not able to get the job done, you're not gonna be there. That's just how it is. So my preparation has been, you know, just making sure I'm in shape, making sure mentally I'm ready to go in there, do my job to the best ability I can do it, and just go in from there. I'm glad I came home with the time I came home, because every time I go home, it always resets my mind. It always gets my grind back to where I used to be. Because every time I'm home, I see somebody that reminds me of myself. Like, whether that's, you know, a coach fan or coach looking at him like he can be good if he just apply himself and do the right thing. Like, to hear a coach say, if he just do this, he can be this. Mm-hmm. So just hearing that all the time, it just reminds me of me. So every time I come home, it always resets my mind. And when I come back here, my grind just be on 100. I just grind the same way I did when I was in high school. So I mean, I just like the feeling.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good, bro.
Well, I can tell you this, Chris. You know what I'm saying, from personal experience. I really do thank God for your grandfather and what he was to you, because when you coming back, like Randy said, and giving back to his community, meaning that you're coming back up to Sandalwood, and how you took over, hey man, bring your cleats to some training real quick. Like, you know, you pushing the boys, you know what I'm saying, to get better, and based on what you've been through, educate the boys on, okay, you're picking the college, what's the reason why you're picking them? What's the reason why this? All right, give me an explanation of why you're doing what you're doing. Like, really having a dialogue with these young fellas about things you've already accomplished, that's a blessing to them. I know from my situation, it's a blessing to us. You know, I contact you personally as well, but in the same sense, man, like, you know, I want to say thank you and your grandfather, man, for being the man that y'all are, because you are inspiring people, if you don't know it or not. But just know that people are looking, people are inspired by you and your story, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and this is gonna help that thing get out even more, man. And like I said, a lot of people gonna hear this. A lot of people that follow you and stuff like that, it's gonna really help them out, because what you're dealing with things you're going through, other people dealing with the same things like we talked about before, man. But anything that you want to say, kind of like to the kids, you know, or the parents about the process, or to help them out, to motivate them, anything like that?
To the parents, you know, just keep that support in your kids, whether or not, you know, whether that's, you know, sports, whether that's school, like whatever they doing, like you want to be active, you want to be there. I know what it's like to not have my dad around, and, you know, seeing other kids with their dads. I know what that's like. You know, wanting that relationship and wanting that, you know, your dad to be at your games, cheering you on, to be critique you and all that. You know, that's something, you know, I always wanted. But, you know, my grandfather took on that role. He came to games. He came to every high school game that I had, whether it was football, basketball, track. He was there. He made sure he was there. First one there all the time. So, you know, parents, just, you know, just be there, support your kids. I mean, that's huge. It goes a long way. And for the kids, you know, don't forget to thank your parents, you know, for that support. And, you know, continue to grind, continue to work hard. Because, like I say, you know, getting rewarded for your hard work, that's the best feeling in the world. You would ask me a long time ago if I said, you know, I just want to play in the NFL. You know, everybody say they want to play in the NFL, but when it's actually here and you actually doing it, and you actually reaping the benefits from you working hard all that time to now, and you still getting to play the game that you love, and now you getting paid for it, to see that and actually like live it, it's a blessing. And you know, you get here, you just like, I just can't believe like it's still here. Like, I still don't believe I'm in the NFL right now. I think, you know, I'm still playing ball. I mean, I'm just still playing football. Even though I'm getting paid for it, it just feel like I'm just still out here playing the game that I love, and the game that, you know, I just been playing all my life. I just feel like it's normal to me. I'm just out here playing ball. That's it.
All right, man. We appreciate it, man. Appreciate you taking the time out. I know you're very busy, man. I'm sorry that we hit you up about a little late, man, but this was a great episode, man. And when you come back, we're gonna get it up, stuff like that, man. Definitely. I enjoy the fact that we reached out to each other, and now we have a friendship, you know, Sean, stuff like that, man. So I appreciate it, man. Frankie Rock.
Yeah, Chris, again, man, I always thank you for everything that you do on and off the field, setting the example, setting everything right for the kids, man. I appreciate you, man. And, you know, we got the jersey. We on, bro. We want you to see the best out of you this year. We want to see something big. You know, we're expecting something big.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're going to do it. You're going to do it big this year, man. You're going to do it big this year, man. So we appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call. Appreciate y'all reaching out. Like y'all said, it's a big year. I'm healthy. I'm blessed. And just expect big things, because I know God works.
For sure, man.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Keep it smooth, man. Keep it smooth. We out.
We out.
Yes, sir.